it's been brought to my attention that a lot of people don't know how Frederick Douglass gained his freedom. That's a good ass story. So let me tell you, in 1838, Frederick Douglass was about 16 years old, and his masters felt like he was an unruly Negro and they wanted to send him to a slave breaker to break him in. The most notorious slave breaker was this guy called Edward Covey. He was notorious for breaking in some of the most devious slaves, or so they thought. 16-year-old Douglass arrived at the Covey plantation, and Edward Covey, and these are Frederick Douglass's words, not mine, beat him for 6 days straight. On the seventh day, Douglass had had enough. When Covey tried to tie his feet up, he grabbed him by the throat and slammed his ass in the dirt. Covey looked around for some type of reinforcements because slave breakers hung out together. Anyways, those slave breakers looked at him and was like, you got to handle your own weight around here. He got up out the dirt and he threw up his hands. Frederick Douglass threw up his hands and they went at it. Frederick Douglass beat his ass. They fought for 2 hours, and at the end of it, Frederick Douglass had beat his ass so fucking bad that he was scared to even go to the police. He had a reputation, you know what I'm saying? No damn slave could beat me up. I'm the slave breaker. You know, he didn't want to ruin his reputation. But while Frederick Douglass was whipping his ass, Frederick Douglass said something that should always be in our mind. He looked at that boy and said, you know how to turn a man into a slave, but today you about to watch a slave turn into a man. And Frederick Douglass whooped his ass. Wash out.